Dana, good morning. Thanks very much for being here. So yesterday, there was a summit with a Kim. It just wasn't Kim Jong-un. It was Kim Kardashian. She was at the White House. Here's what the president tweeted about their meeting. He said, great meeting with Kim Kardashian today. Talked about prison reform and sentencing. But the media took a sideways view of it, Dana. We're going to play two clips. Jim Acosta of CNN likes being on TV. This is what he said about Kim Kardashian's visit at the White House. Listen.
Forget about the fact that Kim Kardashian is here at the White House today and what planet that is anything resembling normal, because it's not. She shouldn't be here talking about prison reform. It's very nice that she is here, but that's not a serious thing to have happened here at the White House.
She shouldn't be there. He was singing a different tune in 2015, and thanks to the magic of videotape. This is Jim Acosta talking about John Legend when Obama was president.
I'm going to push the president to get more involved in criminal justice reform. I'm going to suggest some ideas that we think could help improve the situation.
If you change your mind about running for office, give CNN the scoop.
I will. I will.
A little bit of different tune there, Dana.
Yeah, it's a hugely different tune, hugely, bigly, because this is Jim Acosta. Jim Acosta's a partisan. He doesn't hide the fact that he's a partisan. I just wish that people would stop unnecessarily hammering the administration, even on things they know they agree on or things that they know aren't that big of a deal, but they do it anyway because it's Trump. And this idea, well, she shouldn't be there. I can't believe he actually said those words. Every single person in the United States, be they a famous person or not, has the right, and they have, if they can, they can meet with the president. They can go to Washington, D.C. That's what makes the United States different from Britain, is because we don't have like a special nobility class here. You don't have to be a special person to engage in policy discussion, whether you're John Legend or Kim Kardashian. But it's so fascinating how much they gave, how big of a pass they gave to the previous administration just because it was Barack Obama and Democrats as opposed to Trump and Republicans.
I mean, we have a list of all these celebrities that have come to the White House in the past. It was celebrity heaven. No one had a problem with Leo DiCaprio, Tiger Woods, Beyonce, who's married to Jay-Z, who's texts with the president on a daily basis.
In the White House.
Yeah, I mean, just to say, and the multiple visits. So I just thought that was commonplace. You know, Sylvester Stallone wanted Jack Johnson to get a pardon. He knows the president, picked up the phone. That's part of it. And the president's got a relationship with Jay-Z. He's going to be able to go back and forth and maybe get some influence there. That's a part of it. You can't have it both ways.
No, you can't. Beyonce was a huge figure in the previous administration. I mean, how many times did they visit the White House? And how many times did she partner up with the First Lady on a number of different initiatives? And then, you know, you had the jazz nights at the White House, the blues nights at the White House. You had U2 that was at the White House. I mean, so this has happened. The previous administration was the celebrity administration. It was the Hollywood administration. They loved and they bragged about the fact that they were so close to celebrities. Where was Jim Acosta's whining then?
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about Melania, too. The media is going after Melania for not being out in public since the middle of May. Where is she? Keep in mind, she just had surgery. These are some of the headlines. Time magazine says Melania Trump tweets she's feeling great. She hasn't been seen publicly in weeks. CNN says Melania Trump hasn't appeared in public for 20 days. Mercury News, missing Melania Trump. The First Lady tweets she's feeling great, but mystery remains. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, she's had surgery. The White House was very forthright about the procedure that she had done. They were very forthright about how she was going to recover and where she was going to recover. I mean, we're not at Hillary Clinton levels of conspiracy with our health here. So I think that the media needs to maybe perhaps chill out a little bit. I mean, she's on Twitter. She's still tweeting. She's still active. In fact, I think she responded to the media just this morning. But again, it's the hypocrisy. This is why conservatives get so aggravated. They get aggravated at media hypocrisy because Hillary Clinton, if she falls down in the street and leaves a shoe behind and conservatives ask questions about it, they're called conspiracy theorists and fearmongers and that they're attacking Hillary Clinton and that we're sexist. But then with something like this, the media is hounding Melania Trump. I mean, she's not a hostage. She's the First Lady. She had a procedure done. They were open about it. Lay off.
She tweeted about it. She said, I see the media is working overtime speculating where I am, what I'm doing. Rest assured, I'm here at the White House with my family, feeling great, working hard on behalf of children and the American people.
Yes, exactly. And here's legacy media that's once again trying to find a conspiracy where there is none. If they only were this attentive during the previous administrations, I would have loved to have seen media work this hard then.
Yeah.
Well, and even if even if she didn't want to come out, is it anyone's business what she's doing? I mean, she's not the president.
Well, she's not. I mean, you're absolutely right, Ainsley. She's not. But even then, they've been entirely forthright about it. They've said exactly what it is that she had done and how she was going to recover. And I mean, it's amazing that the media is so obsessed with this. Are they going to send Bob Mueller after Melania Trump? Is that what's going to happen next? Is Bob Mueller going to add this to his witch hunt list?
They might as well toss it in. Yeah. To the probe.
Hey, Dana Lash, thanks so much.
I mean, at this point, right? Everything's fair game.
Yeah.
True. Thank you guys so much.
Dana.
Have a good week.
Kim Kardashian West in Washington today at the White House to discuss prison reform and specifically the case of a 62-year-old great-grandmother who is serving a life sentence. The reality TV star requesting a pardon for the first-time drug offender, Alice Marie Johnson, who has been behind bars now for more than 2 decades. Here now to discuss, Kimberly Guilfoyle, co-host of The Five on the Fox News channel. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, Charles.
You know, this is absolutely remarkable. I love that this is happening. I think a lot of people in the mainstream media have deliberately overlooked the efforts by this White House on prison reform, but it's real.
Yeah, it's real. It's unbelievable because we were speaking during the break. You know, can you imagine if this were to happen during the Obama administration or during the Clinton administration? It would be huge news, and it's compelling. And I'll take a story like this and a movement like this, regardless of politics or ideology, because it's just the right thing to do about giving people second chances, people who have been unfairly treated. And what I like in particular today is that Kim Kardashian West getting behind this, going to the White House and not being afraid to go there to this administration to talk about these issues. And I saw as a prosecutor working in Los Angeles and San Francisco, you can see some of the disparity in terms of sentencing, especially as it relates to the federal guidelines, which are quite onerous. You saw a judge speaking out today talking about that the president should commute or pardon the sentence of an African-American man who had served 21 years of a 35-year sentence, was let out, and then the court saying that he has to go back in to serve, someone who's like lived himself, you know, conducted himself in an exemplary manner since being released and was a model prisoner.
Right, Matthew Charles, a lot of people are tweeting at President Trump, hey, you know, pick this up, including yourself. That's one of the reasons I saw your tweet. It's like, oh, we got to get Kimberly. You know, it's interesting because I don't think a lot of people realize, speaking in California, that was the origins of 3 Strikes You're Out.
Yes.
And California built 25 prisons in 25 years, and every time they built a prison, the corrections union got stronger. Every time they got stronger, they built another prison. And it's so interesting because people kind of equate this as sort of a Republican tough on crime issue, but it's really across the board. And listen, while we celebrate the low levels of crime that we have and how crime has come down over the last 2 decades, nonviolent offenders in this society, people are saying more and more, to your point, let's give them a shot, let's give them a chance.
Let's give them a chance. Can you imagine, and we were speaking as well about the record numbers of people being able to get back into the workforce, jumping in with such a robust economy, good job numbers, low unemployment, being able to give people a chance to redeem themselves, feel good about themselves, provide for their family, make sure that they don't become criminal recidivists because they feel that they have no other path forward to be able to provide for themselves and those that they love. So this, I think, is something that's really important that the president is taking to task and taking very seriously. And people should give him the credit for and get behind it and move together with this in unison. You
know, the Koch brothers on the recidivism, they've got a plan in place right now. They're trying in a few cities. They also back the idea that, you know, there's certain questions employers should be able to ask. And again, these are guys on the right, billionaires who you would normally not associate with this, but they know that it's a good deal when you do it for the right people. It's good for them and it's good for the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think really we need to put, you know, more focus. I thought today was such a good news day to be able to highlight these issues. 2 compelling cases about, you know, human beings. And like I said, that judge coming forward to have courage to say, I'm the one that let him out. The president, I hope he does something about this, Matthew Charles. And, you know, that takes courage because there's nothing more repugnant when someone won't stand for someone else in the face of injustice. And he's taking a stand. And the president has been remarkable on this issue, you know, issuing pardons like for the great boxer Jack Johnson.
Before I let you go, the media making fun that it was Kim Kardashian West. You know, again, but yesterday when Common was part of the Starbucks video, it was enlightening. You know, picking and choosing who has the kind of wisdom to see. What's wrong with her being the spokesperson for this?
Absolutely nothing. And she showed herself to be, proved herself to be a very powerful businesswoman. She has a tremendous social media following, a lot of different business interests and licensing. She's been able to do so much with the power of her voice. Good thing she's getting involved and choosing to make a difference. They shouldn't disparage her or belittle her because she's a woman getting involved to do it. I think it was great. And she shows other celebrities, like, listen, it's an issue you care about. Don't be afraid to go to this White House to talk about it because it has open doors.
That's a great point. Thank you very much, Kimberly.
Thank you, Charles.
Appreciate it.
Always
See you
a pleasure.
soon.
Love your show.
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.